Finally, guys, we're going to be having this video. Now, in this video, a lot of people have always been asking me, how exactly did I start CPA marketing to the level where I now make around like $10,000 to $40,000, $50,000 for myself and for my clients and also my students, and how I've been able to achieve this feat over the last few years. And in this video, I want to share with you exactly how I started CPA marketing and how I got to where I am today with my CPA Dollar Academy and my successful students. I have students in my academy who have bought cars, changed their lives, changed lives with their families and all that. And I also have been a testimony as well. My life has never remained the same since when I started CPA marketing, and that's exactly what I want to share with you today. So in case you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Akinlami and I'm a top CPA marketing expert. What I simply do is that I help companies get more customers, and as those customers take active actions in all those companies, I make a lot of money for myself. But it was not always like this. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, I've traveled to over 8 countries around the world. It's more than 8 now, so I can't even check, but it's quite a lot. And I've been going on vacations like every single year, enjoying myself, treating my family to the life that they wanted, sharing my newfound strategies with my friends, and also uplifting people around me and people that want to learn how to do this CPA marketing thing. But the first time I got to find out about CPA marketing was a very, very seriously down bad period of my life. You see, back then in like 2016, my dad retired from the civil service, which means that he could no longer provide for us as he used to anymore. He was just like, staying on some pensions and stuff like that. And I lost my mom when I was like 6. So my dad was literally the only person taking care of us all through. But in 2016, I was just 17 years old and I was just fresh into university. And that period, my dad was so financially down because they stopped paying him the salary, but they were not yet paying him his pension. So there was literally no way for me to like make any money for myself. So that particular period, I started to do graphic design. Now, there are a lot of lessons you can learn from my story, and I just wanted to follow through this story from the beginning to the end. And I tell you 100% that even if you don't get to learn CPA marketing, you can apply some of the strategies that I used in my life to make your life better or to get good at whatever it is that you're trying to get good at right now. So after that, in 2016, I decided I was going to stay with my aunt and I was going to learn graphic design. While I was learning, in fact, I didn't even decide I was going to learn graphic design. My aunt forced me to learn graphic design, which is one of the things that I'm so grateful for that I did, because then it was far back before this whole learn a skill thingy that a lot of people are always talking about these days. No, my aunt was like, go and learn this thing so that in case you don't get into school, you have something that can provide for you and stuff like that. So I decided I was going to learn it. So I was actually happy to learn it because I was going to get a laptop, and once I got that laptop, I was going to be able to use that laptop to play games. So when my brother heard I was going to learn graphic design and all that, he helped me buy a laptop. I can remember very clearly. I bought a very good laptop for 35,000 naira. Back then, and it was like a very nice laptop. So I bought it. I learned the craft for a while, for like 2-3 months with my aunt's brother, but I wasn't really feeling it. I was not really enjoying it, and I was like, I think I don't want to do this anymore. So I went back to my aunt's house and I was there for a while. Now, the first thing that I got to understand is that once you have a skill, you've had it for life. Because it was not until 2018, when I was in like 200 level in school, back then, that was when somebody now came out and said, oh, please, we're looking for somebody to design something for us, and all that. And I said, oh, I could make the design. And they said, how much? I told them 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira right now is like $1, but back then it was like maybe $10 or $20 or thereabout. No, around like $10 back then. And I made the design and they gave me the 2,000 naira. I was like, wow, good money. Like I used 2,000 naira, like I enjoyed myself that day and stuff like that. I was chilling. Then after some time, I started to like put out myself more. I started to tell a lot of people that I was into graphic design, In fact, I had this nickname Lavito in my school, and I started to even set up a brand full blown, and I called myself Lavito Designs. So for a very long time, I was bearing Lavito Designs. Now, after that, I decided that I was going to continue doing the design thingy. I wanted to like really go professional. So I started to research the top people in the graphic design industry in Nigeria, and I started to see names like Tola Alabi. Then for those guys that are abroad, Chris Do, some really amazing guys in the design space. But there was always a question of how much can this graphic design business give me in a particular year. So I researched that as well. And I want to let you know something. Now, if you want to know how much a business can make you, just look for the person who is richest in that particular industry and calculate 0.1% of that particular person's income. If you are from a third world country like me, that's probably how much you'll be making. Because you starting that particular business, you're already at a disadvantage. And that's the reason why you find out that a lot of people that are into niches like finance, crypto, marketing, oil, they're always very rich because they are super, super rich people in those industries. So 0.1% of their wealth is how much you can make, which means that even if you're not that good, just being in that industry alone has increased your chances of making a lot of money, or relatively a lot of money as compared to other industries. Hope you got that now. So after that, I started to get dissatisfied as to how much graphic design was making me. So I was open to other opportunities. I started to search online because then my salary back then was like 26,750, I believe. That was during coronavirus. Remember, I'd already done this thing for like 4 years now, and I'm still like earning a 30,000 naira salary back then. And of course, I will have to like go to work, sort out my basic needs, and the take home was really small. So in 2019 December, I saw one particular ad, and the ad was from a guy, and he posted something. He said he was going to teach us how to make $1,000 to $10,000 every month, and he was not going to charge us anything for it, that we should just click on his link and become his contact viewer or WhatsApp status viewer and stuff like that. So I did so because of course there was nothing to lose. It's a free offer and all that. I did so, and then $1,000 was just 165,000. It wasn't a lot of money like it is like right now in my country. So after I signed up with him, he kept on posting stuff, and I instantly connected with that particular guy because number one, he was also on the first class when he was in school. He looked really smart, and he didn't look like he was more than an average person. And let me draw another conclusion from this, right? You never really know where your blessing is going to come from. It can come from any man at any time. You just have to always be ready to take up on opportunities. And as somebody who, quote unquote, is not necessarily there yet, you need to be able to be open to doing a lot of things at the beginning, because all these things that you do, they give you experience, and one thing with experience is that it compounds. So which means that you never really know how whatever it is you're doing now, how it can affect what you might do in the future. Back to the story. So I met this guy, and he was into affiliate marketing purely. So he was doing he was selling some books on one website called JV Marketplace. The website I don't think the website is up now anymore. And he introduced me to one particular course called Online Prosperity Bundle. I don't think I've ever said this particular part of my story before anywhere. It's just because I never felt that it was so important. But now that I'm literally doing like the storytelling part for you guys, I think you might just want to listen. Now, in that particular course, it had 6 programs in it. Now, the first program was called Ecom Gold Mine, where you get to learn about e-commerce. The second program was, I think it was Info Profit Gold Mine, which means you're going to learn exactly how to sell information products and make money from it. The third one was PLR Gold Mine, which will teach you exactly how to get products that are not your own and get 100% right and keep 100% of the commission. Some of you don't know about all these things, but these things are where a lot of people make a lot of money. I think the 5th product was like a Facebook ads course, and the 6th one was, I've forgotten the 6th one, but I think it was around like content creation and all that. And this is like way back in 2019, 2020 beginning, where content creation was not really like a buzz, because the whole idea of content creation started buzzing during the pandemic. So this was even before the pandemic. So till today, one of my biggest regrets is that imagine I started content creation back then in 2020 and like I put in a lot of effort into it. I probably would have like maybe 10, 15 million followers by now, but that's just by the way. So when I went through that particular program, like I was mind blown. And in fact, the money I got to buy that particular program, it was my brother who sent me the money for my birthday. And I remember very well, I called this man. There's this man, he's now in Canada. I called him, I said, he was like an elderly man in my school. Remember, I was still in school back then. He was an elderly man in my school, but he was much more experienced. He was already even an engineer. I was the one that was a student, but he was coming to like get a second degree or something like that. So I called him and I said, boss, how you doing? I want to buy this particular program. I don't have like, this is my last money I want to use and buy it. If anything happens to me, I'll come back to you and take this money. Like I'll come back to you and beg you and stuff like that. He said, don't worry, Lavito, just buy it. This, that. I was like, okay, no problem. I bought the program. Then that guy introduced another program to me. I bought that one too. I still called that guy again and told him that I bought another one and stuff like that. And fast forward like 2 months later, I was heavily looking for my customers, because then that program was around affiliate marketing and there were products on the affiliate websites where I have to sell to somebody. So at this particular point, nobody knows who I was. Nobody knows what I was going to promote to them. No, like literally nobody knew me for anything. And that's the reason why I feel that if you're not making money, it's because you don't have any identity, right? Nobody knows you for nothing. So if somebody knows you as, oh, the fashion guy, they are probably going to see you as an expert. That means that for you to get money or for you to attract money to yourself, you have to be perceived as an expert or a leader in a particular industry. Think about it. Those guys who go and look for a job, in order for you to get a job with a company, that company has to perceive you as somebody who is an expert to handle their tax. Do you get me now? That company has to perceive you as an expert to handle their tax. And if they don't perceive you as an expert, they have to train you to become an expert, which means that you have to have a level of expertise if you want to attract money. I thought about it and I'm like, damn, how am I going to like sell this particular product and stuff like that? And my brother needed to learn a skill as well as my elder brother at a particular point. So I now met him and like, oh, you want to learn a skill? Why don't you learn Facebook ads? Because one of the courses that were on that platform was how to learn Facebook ads. And I was like, okay, do you know where I can buy a Facebook ads program and all that? I said, yes, I know where you can buy a Facebook ads program. He asked me the price, I told him the price, he paid, and I got 50% commission on it. And I was like, wait, this is money, oh. Like, so, which means I just have to find like maybe 3 or 4 of my family members and convince them that they actually need this particular thing. Or if they just, and one thing with affiliate marketing is that because you're an affiliate marketer, there's like so much you can promote. So somebody can literally just meet you and tell you that, oh, what's up, I need a new toothbrush, and you know an affiliate site that can help them get a new toothbrush and you're getting 50% commission from there. So you can be like, oh please, I need a new tripod. You know an affiliate site where they can get it, or you know somebody who has the tripod. So is that middleman business, I think, is like the best business for anybody just starting out, because there are so many options depending on the kind of person you are. So even if you're a person where you have a lot of people who want to lose fat, once you're an affiliate, you can always find products affiliated to help people who want to lose fat and make a commissions off all those. So once I made my first sale, which was to my brother, I was like, damn, this thing is really nice. The next thing I started to do was that I now started to post about affiliate marketing like back to back. If you go to my Twitter page, right, and scroll down or do an advanced search and find my tweets from 2020, you know that everything I'm telling you, I didn't start it today. I've been talking about all my principles, everything that I stand by since 2020. After I was able to like do all those things, I was like, damn, this is really good. So I started to make some money from it, and you know, I was making some good cash, but I had one particular problem. The problem was that I was still running my graphic design brand and I was trying to balance it with doing affiliate marketing. Now, this was causing a kind of confusion in my audience because I was promoting to the same audience. So they were like, bro, aren't you doing the graphic design anymore? Aren't you doing... So logically, you understand that if I was already making 5 times what I was making with my design business with affiliate marketing, it's supposed to be an easy choice for me. But no, I was emotionally attached to the business that I was doing. I told my friend back then, my friend was like, bro, you're already making money from this thing. Why don't you just take it seriously? Why don't you just, stop your design stuff or whatever? And I was like, damn, no, I've been running this design business for 3-4 years and all that. I was so emotionally attached to it. That's one thing I want to tell you guys. The sole aim of every business is profit. Everything else is secondary. So the moment a business cannot make you as much profit as possible, sell the business or stop doing the business. Move on to something else. But of course, you don't just have to like kill the business and move on. No, you don't do that. You have to understand that there is a transition. Because you already have customers in that business, people who trust you. You have to give them a logical reason why you're doing something else or why you won't serve them anymore. If possible, hand them over to somebody who can run the business. And that's the reason why people sell businesses. Because when they see a bigger fish, a bigger pond where they can fish, they can always just get a new fisherman for their old fish pond and go to the bigger one without necessarily making the fishes like starved or making the fishes in that particular pond die. So that's exactly how it works. But for me, because for a long time I was not having like a lot of customers, and I definitely knew that the whole typical graphic design creator business was not really what I wanted to do for a long time. It was just easy for me to explain to my old customers that, oh, what's up? Then I just let them know that, okay, if they needed any graphic design services, I knew somebody who could help them and still deliver results as good as I was. So I didn't have any problem as that. But I didn't just make this decision immediately. I had to meet some of my mentors. And that's the reason why I'll tell you guys, mentorship is a shortcut, guys. Mentorship is a shortcut. Mentorship will change your life. If you want to go somewhere, just find somebody who has been there before and ask for directions, right? Just ask for direction. I'm telling you, it's easy, it's simple. Just ask for a blueprint. The way they are going to explain it will almost be like you're using a Google map. After I met my mentor in his office, I told him that, oh, I've been running this business for 3 years. I'm quite emotionally attached to the business. I don't want to just quit it. I have a website. I have a Facebook page. I have a Twitter page. I have basically everything that a brand will need to stand well in that particular period. And he was like, bro, why are you doing business? That's what he asked me. I said, well, I'm doing business to make profit. So which of these businesses is making you the most profit? Marketing. So what are we saying? He was like, you have to close that business before you leave my office today. And I did, and I'm telling you that it's one of the best decisions I made in my life, to be honest. So then, remember I told you I was just doing affiliate marketing and all that, normal affiliate marketing. But after a few months, I now discovered a different kind of marketing. Now that my mentor introduced us to one of his mentees, who was one of the like leading CPA experts in my country. back then. And he was working with my friend, right? He was working with my friend directly. After he worked with my friend directly, my friend was now working with me as well. So because my friend now saw that I was a very hardworking guy, he introduced me to our mentor, which is my mentor's mentee. You might have to like replay this part again over and over again, but just get the point. Understand that what literally helped me discover CPA marketing was the fact that I was already hardworking in one section of the market. So that my mentor now just taught us like CPA marketing, and it was going like really well. I think in the first 8-7 months we did like $450,000, no cap. And of course, we're not promoting to Nigerians, we're promoting to the EU, and we're making so much money. In fact, man, the results from CPA marketing is crazy. And all we're simply doing is that we're promoting Forex brokers, right? We're promoting Forex brokers to Forex traders. So that leads me back to the main definition of CPA marketing, which means you acquire customers for companies, and as they take action, you make money. Now, let me give you a simpler breakdown. Now, you must have seen ads by some of your favorite celebrities talking about how good a particular Forex broker is. So the thing around those adverts is that whenever you click on those adverts or click on those videos that they made, right, and you take an action in the company, they get paid a commission, and those commissions are very high. They go as high as 150% to as high as 1,000%, depending on the kind of company you're working with. And there are different kinds of like CPA. There's CPA for casino businesses, betting companies, financial companies, investment companies, Forex companies, crypto companies. Like if you search right now, and if you search with this keyword, Lionel Messi, BitGet, you see that Lionel Messi is actually a CPA affiliate for BitGet. But they cover it using what is called brand ambassadorship. So all Lionel Messi is doing for BitGet is that he's influencing people to become customers for BitGet. Ronaldo does the same for Binance. So if you search Ronaldo Binance on Google, you will also see that as well. This is like the main framework of CPA marketing. And all I just had to do back then when I was doing CPA marketing was, in order for me to like get the customers for those Forex companies, I just had to find people who were interested in making more money, because then we had like a really good signal room where people can join, and once they join, they just trade for free and make money for themselves. So all they just simply had to do was they just had to like sign up with our link, and once they sign up with our link, they get access to our free signals. That's all. And it's like a win-win situation, because you as the customer, you just sign up with my recommended broker, the recommended broker pays me, you get to use our signals, and you make more profit. So it's a win-win for everybody. So there are different ways you can actually do CPA. That's just like the Forex part. The part of Binance now, if I have a signal room for crypto, I can get people to join the signal room, use my recommended link, sign up with that particular crypto broker, and as they trade, I make money for myself for a lifetime. This is how most of your celebrities make a lot of money for themselves, but it's called brand deals when we're talking about it in like the international level. So for me, all I just simply did was that I had to like contact some of my friends and family that are in the Europe, and as they signed up and as they made some money for themselves, I made a lot of money for myself. So I had like a very long channel of network of people that lived in abroad, because remember, I was just like 21 back then, and I was living in Nigeria. I had never even left Nigeria before in my life. But fast forward, that same year, I won like 2 all-expense paid trips to Dubai because of this CPA marketing thing, and it was like a balling moment for me. So like you can see how I just went from a like typical graphic designer to now a baller. In fact, when I went back to school the next year, then I was now like in 400 level. I was already driving a car in school, and people were like, damn man, bro, you've arrived, are you doing fraud? And I was like, no bro, like you can literally make money legally. You just don't have enough information, or you're not just ready to implement the information you already have. Like that's what I tell you, like you're just like one relationship away from making a lot of money. To be honest, you're either one relationship, one mentorship, or one information away from making a lot of money and changing your life, to be very, very honest. So when I started to like put in the reps and all that, I made so much money, and I started to have like a lot of requests. So many people were sending me messages saying, oh Praise, how are you doing this CPA marketing thing now? Teach me that. And the request was so much. I remember I already learned information marketing back then from that course I first bought. Then I thought about it that, okay, why don't I teach people and even make more money from this? I'm not those kind of guys that used to hide from the fact that I make money from my courses. Yes, I do make money from my courses, right? I do make money from my courses. And that's why I put a lot of effort into my courses, because if you make money from something, you have to put a lot of effort into the success of, the people who are buying it from you. The reason why most people like are going to deny not making money from their courses is because they don't really put in the effort into their courses. So I first created a kind of mentorship where I get my mentor to mentor you, and also I mentor you as well, and people pay now. Like, damn, there's also money in like education business. In case you didn't know, the education business is like, I think is it a $200 billion industry. So calculate 0.1 of 200 billion. That's how much you can make if you're selling information. But that's a different gist. let's focus on CPA marketing. So then I now created the CPA Dollar Academy and people were joining. So I remember back then when I started the CPA Dollar Academy, I think it sold for just $35 because it was, to me, it was like a side hustle. I'm doing like CPA marketing in itself. I'm making so much money from there already, and just like a side hustle. So it was working well for me. I was enjoying myself and all that. But people were signing and they were having like crazy, amazing results. I was like, damn, like there are actually people, like there's this guy Sunny who has been following me since like 2019, and in one particular week he did like $11,000, and I was like, wow, nice, not bad for somebody from a third world country that is even till today is still a student studying agriculture in one state in Nigeria. And so many other guys who like came into the academy, some like bought cars for themselves, some like left their trenches apartments, moved into like really good areas, and were able to even elevate their friends and families just simply because of this knowledge. And I was like, damn, I'm actually doing a good job. So not only did CPA marketing change my life, it also changed the life of a lot of other people around me. And this is exactly what I've been doing for the past 3 years. My CPA Dollar Academy now, for instance, we have had over 8,000 members, and out of those 8,000 members, we've had over like almost 2,000 testimonials, which means that 1 in every 4 people see some kind of result. And I won't sugarcoat it here and tell you that everybody that joins my academy has result. No, it is not even possible, because not everybody that even joins your program or decides to learn necessarily takes action. But 1 in every 4 persons who decide to take action has a result. So which means that if you join my academy, for instance, you're 25% more likely to succeed than everybody else that is 0% likely to succeed that didn't take any action. So that's exactly how I started CPA marketing. I don't know if there's anything I've not covered here today, but that's exactly how I started CPA marketing. That's exactly how I got to where I am today. Now we have different kinds of mentorship in my academy. We have the like normal CPA Academy General, which goes for, I think at time of recording this video, $200 or $150, I've forgotten. And we also have the like higher mentorships, which goes as high as thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm going to leave a link down below this video so that you can just check it out if that interests you. If it doesn't interest you, no problem. I've told you exactly how CPA marketing works. I've told you how to, how celebrities are making so much money from this. So it's literally up to you anyhow you feel you want to do it. But yeah, as you guys have requested, that's exactly how I've made so much money from CPA marketing in the last 3 years. So if this interests you, if you want me to talk about something different, just go ahead and drop the topic in the comment section. I'll be there to pick up one of your topics and also make a video like this for you.